So my name is Jim Hill. This is my spirituality video for Mercy College of Nursing, Capstone class. Um, and I'll be answering a few questions as far as what I've learned through the bachelor's program and how I will incorporate different things from the curriculum into my nursing career. First, I will be listing off, I'll describe in 3 ways that I will incorporate principles from the curriculum into my nursing career. The first thing is learning through diversity. So I work in the OR right now, and we do see a lot of patients come in that don't speak English. And I think the diversity class was one of my favorites as far as what I've learned through that, understanding that there's a lot of different people from different backgrounds, and just engaging with them and learning how to engage with them and their families has been a challenge, but also something that I look forward to incorporating into my career. Another thing is spirituality. From the spirituality class, we did a lot of reflection, a lot of spiritual reflection on myself that I can add into my nursing career as far as what my purpose is in serving patients and their families as well. That was another one of my favorite classes, was the spirituality in nursing. I took a lot from that and what I can add to my nursing career. Another is the community class that I am currently taking right now. That's really opened my eyes to a lot of opportunities that are out there for nursing. There's so many different types of nursing and so many different ways to serve the community and serve people that it's been great. Just learning about different communities and how I can be involved with them. The second thing I'm going to talk about is how I will continue lifelong learning from what I've learned. And the first way is by moving. One thing that I have learned in life is that when I am in a situation that I am unfamiliar with, I tend to grow more in those situations. And so, as of right now, I'm planning maybe to move to Minnesota, is what I'm looking at this summer. I've been working here for about a year as a nurse in the OR, and I think moving different regions, getting a different feel for what nursing is like in other areas can prove to be a challenge, but also a way to learn and grow in my nursing career. And another way is just to change fields. I plan right now on looking for a job still in the OR when I move to Minnesota this summer. But I have kind of had a desire to maybe try a different type of nursing. One of them, which is one I was interested in before going into nursing school, was hospice care. That's been a very strong pull at my heart going into nursing school, is hospice care. Just the type of people you work with and the situations that they are in can be very eye-opening. So that is one thing. Just changing fields is another way to just to continue lifelong learning through nursing. And so SBU's mission statement is that students will become servant leaders in a global society, in different ways, in 4 different ways that I can be a servant leader for my patients. I'll talk about patients, their family, my peers and coworkers, and also in personal life. So one way I can be a servant leader for my patient is just being a spiritual leader for them. There have been multiple times where I've prayed with patients when they are scared or anxious. I know the hospital is definitely a stressful place. So being just that prayer buddy for them, and just encouraging them and just giving them hope for the situation that they're in is one way to be a servant leader. And for families as well, I know sometimes families can sometimes feel neglected because the nurses and techs are there for the patients. But whenever I have time, I spend a little time with the family, even just talking with them, because they're anxious and stressed out as well, not just the patient. So just spending time with the family, praying with them, encouraging them, and just talking with them, letting them know that I am there for them as well. As far as peers and coworkers, just about every type of nursing, there's going to be stress somewhere. And so also just being a very positive, optimistic person with my coworkers is a way that I can be a servant leader, especially when tensions can get high and people don't get along all the time. So just being that positive influence on others, just to strive for our goal and keep our minds on what we're supposed to be doing with our patients and keeping them safe is a way to be a servant leader for my coworkers. And then in personal life, that just with friends or family, being uh, encouraging to other people is a great way to be a servant leader. Um, just like in nursing, life has stresses of its own, so just staying positive when you can, encouraging others through difficult situations, praying with others through difficult situations. There are multiple ways to be servant leaders anywhere in life, and one way I'm learning is just to talk with people, just to find some common ground with someone, and that can start a relationship, that can start very strong bonds that can last a lifetime. So just talking with people, relating to people, um, is just a great way to be a servant leader, because you never know what people are going through. You can encounter someone who may have gone through something rough that you have been through, and you can help them through that, or vice versa, that they've been through something that you need help with as well. So just talking with people, getting to know different people is a great way to just to be a servant leader, because you never know who you're going to come in contact with and how you can help people in a moment's notice. So the last thing I'm going to talk about is spiritual reflection and how that has impacted my view of patient care, not just in the spirituality course, but throughout the nursing program. There's been a lot of spiritual reflection and just reflection in general on your nursing career and different experiences you've had. Um, One way that that has impacted me is when you stop and think about life, about your career, about how you got to your career or anything, you begin to kind of reflect on your purpose for why you're doing things, why you're taking care of this specific patient, or why you're in this specific field of nursing. And your purpose is definitely something that we all should be thinking about, because we are all here for a reason. We are all in a particular field for a reason. And I believe God has directed me to where I am today. Um, I think the OR is probably the perfect place for me as a nurse. I didn't I didn't have any desire really to be on the floor, because I get overwhelmed pretty easily when I have 5 or 6 patients at a time. But the OR to me was perfect, because I love working as a team, and there is a team of surgeons and anesthesia nurses and techs working with one patient at a time, which was very good for me because I can get overwhelmed pretty easily. And so God knew that and directed me to where I am now. And so the reflections that we've had have allowed me to really think about that, because through nursing school, I didn't have a lot of time to think about much of anything else except for nursing. And so having that reflection built into the program was very good for me, because that just it made me make time for reflection on important things as far as my purpose as a nurse and caring for different people, and just how I got to this moment where I am working where I am and where I will be going in the future. I have no idea where I'm going to be going. My hope is to be in Minnesota in the OR still, but I could be in Colorado, or I could be West Virginia. I could be anywhere. So just reflecting on my purpose here and what I have to look forward to has been a very good thing for me, and I will just continue to look for my purpose anywhere I go. And one thing that will always remain steady is that when I am taking care of patients, when I'm caring for patients or their families, I always do my best to make sure that I share the love of Christ with them, regardless of who they are, where they came from, what they're going through, why they're in the hospital. That does not matter as far as how I will treat them and how I will show the love of Christ to them. That is why I'm here, not just as a nurse, but as a person, as a Christian. That is why I'm here, and reflecting on those things is very important for anybody. So those are my responses to those questions, and yeah, that's it.